Good evening everyone, welcome. Get myself sorted here. How are we all? Oh, I'm not bad, thank you for asking. I'm not bad. Sorry, one of the neighbours is just sawing outside. I thought it was sound coming from the game. I thought it was a bit odd. It's a strange sound. What's going on? Oh, painting miniatures. Hello, Charlene. Welcome. No fires today, no fires, no floods, no earthquakes. I kid you not though, I mean, we'll get to playing the game eventually. You know, there's a fair few things to catch up on, isn't there? It's been a while. You know, this is the third time I've tried to stream this damn thing. But I got a message at 6:15 saying, can you take me down to drop my car off to the garage for its MOT, and then, you know, pick me back, you know, drop her down, and so that follow her down in the car. She drops the car at the garage, and I take her back at 7 o'clock. I'm afraid on this occasion I had to say no. There was no way I was cancelling for a third time. Right. So my friend has to find alternative means to get to and from the garage, because I'm indisposed this evening. Dearie me. Anyway, welcome to part 2 of Sorcery, part 3. I have completely and utterly forgotten what happened in the first session. I say completely and utterly. I seem to recall falling down a cliff of some sort, being in a cave. I recall speaking to an old man. I recall speaking to somebody by this tree. I recall having a bit of a play up on this tower, and then figuring out that we're kind of in a time-shifting situation where wherever this light shines, this is where I've forgotten now. We're even the past to the present. I think if the light shines on it, it takes it back to the past, I think, from what I can remember. You'll have to, you know, refresh my memory. But yeah, I think the plan to start today's session off was to illuminate this cave, which we explored in the present, or our present as we know it for the moment. We shine a light on it, and now it's in the past with a curtain or something over it. Finest net curtains, and we're going to go into it to see what the crack is. And then after that, I'm kind of at a loss as to where to go next. I mean, usually when I'm playing these blind kind of things, I you know, don't like people to steer me too much or give me spoilers unless I ask, but given the nature of what's happening here, my brain is really confused. I've not played it for a while. I may just ask you for some kind of gentle guidance throughout this stream at the very least, until I'm back up to speed with things. I hope you don't mind. So this is the present part. The light puts it in the past. You also need to try to defeat the 7 dragons. Oh, yeah, that's not a problem. The 7 dragons bit, yeah. That may have escaped my notice in the first session. So we need to go to the cave, but how do we get to the cave? Because it's not map pinned at the minute. Can we just like walk up to it? No, yes. No. I think perhaps we just go via the flags, right? Whirlpool or the road west? Right, let's go to the road west and see what's going on here. You You're walking across the waste until you join an... Oh, phone's on mute. It's worse than being in the cinema. Oh, it's just Ollie announcing the stream. Forgot the half-an-hour reminder. When he comes in here, somebody give him a telling off for me, please. Not only has he disturbed me, but he's failed in his duties for not the first time. Right, sorry about that. You walk on across the waste until you join an old road. Oh yes, the old road syndrome. Darkness closes in. You need to rest, especially after walking all day without eating. Oh, I seem to recall that we were running low on supplies, and all this walking back and forth, it advances time, and therefore we should be more proficient in planning our routes, perhaps. Right. Quickest way to the cave, across the plain or round the road? Forget resting. Heinrich needs not to rest. He is a man of great constitution, you know. I believe we have some blimberries anyway. Rations. We got 2 raw fish. If we get desperate, bit of sushi. Needs must and all that. Yeah, we got blimberry juice. Remember what I told you, folks. Bamboo flute, blimberry, yeah. Just thinking of the kind of things that we could eat if we were getting desperate, you know. Beeswax? Possibly not. Right, we need to get to the cave. I'm trying to think of the quickest way. I'm going to go across the plains here. This could be a mistake. You step off the old road and cut across the suddenly grassy fields. The moon moves slowly across the sky like a lidless eye. From behind you, a voice says, "Excuse me." Well, if it was going to attack us, I don't think they would be announcing themselves with a polite introduction. What is it? Ooh. 8:30. 8:30. How can it be 6:30? It's now 7:10. 8:30. Half past 8. Sorry about that. Oh, where were we? Hey, dear, dear, dear. Right, we'll get there eventually, folks. You know, it might get to like midnight before we turn a page, but we'll get there. Trust me. Whatever next. I don't know. Maybe a magpie might fly into my window and crash through it. Who knows? Okay, so we're going to turn around and address this person. You whip around to find a small boy holding a black face mask in his hand. He pushes it toward you. Do we have a black face mask already? I can't recall. Where did you get that? You dropped it, the boy says. Oh, did I? Thank you, child. You nod your head in thanks. The boy smiles and puts the face mask into your hands. Then he steps back and waits for something. Hello, Claire. Hello, Cham. Hello, Ollie. And everybody else has joined. We're not offering it. We've got 10 gold pieces. We're not exactly, loaded. We'll just talk to the boy. We'll humour him with conversation. Conversation is the reward that I offer people. My time of day, which is very precious because I'm starving. You squat down on your ankles to be more at the boy's level. He is clearly local and is likely to know a lot about the area. Now, we're in the past, right? We are in the past. We're in the light. So we're in the past. So where did we drop this thing? And who is this boy? Where are you from? You ask the boy. Carry, he replies to your surprise. But I run errands. All the way to Tin Pang sometimes. Tin Pang? And where is Tin Pang? Across the marsh. Over the bridge. Near the lake, he answers. You can run there in about a day. The idea that this boy can cross the entire of the backlands is startling. This is the most dangerous land you know. Maybe not in the past though, mate. Come on, get a grip. The boy is starting to look twitchy. And, who lives in that cave? Over there. Some ancient failed truth-teller, the boy replies. She spent her whole life studying divination, but she wasn't any good at it. Her sister Bria went to the fortress, and she was much more powerful. He points towards a southern peak in the Badu Back Ridge. The boy hops from foot to foot. Does he need the toilet? What's wrong with him? What's wrong with this child? But we'll keep talking to him. He obviously is waiting until he actually blurts out what it is he's waiting for. We'll just continue to blabber on. And can you tell me about the towers? The beacons? The boy shrugs. Why are you interested in them? I don't understand them, and I just thought perhaps you might be able to tell me how they operate. Just magic, the boy replies with a sulky shrug. The boy smiles quickly. I have to go now. I really have to go. I need to wee. Where are you going? I'm going back home, he replies, before they close the gates. Without another word, you turn and move away. The boy takes off at a sprint, disappears in the other direction across the grass. It's only later you realise he's somehow swiped the No. The little horror. The little horror. Swipe my sun jewel. I'm sure the sun jewel saved our life in the last episode. If it wasn't for the sun jewel, we'll have died in the crypt. Am I getting that wrong? I was going to swear. Little tearaway. We continue on through the dark, minus the sun jewel. Right, okay. So what's this here? Towards the cliff, that's the one. Towards the cliff. You continue across the prairie. You think back to childhood stories of the forest of Snatter as you walk, belly growling. An old forest, but not ancient. A place of wild beasts and even wilder magic. Perhaps someone there can help. Or perhaps its inhabitants will only mean you ill. It's amazing the things you think of when you are crossing the plains on a hike. All manner of things come to mind. I mean, when I was walking in Malham 3 weeks ago on the bank holiday, I was thinking about how I was, thinking back to my school days and how we enjoyed the walk when I was a young whippersnapper and how I had far more energy than I did when I was walking it 3 weeks ago. Once more, you enter the shadow of the cliffs that surround this place. The stars are flooding the sky. The grass meadow ends by the cliff base and the carved stone steps that lead away from the backlands. We could rest, or we could climb the steps. We are not going to rest until the game forces us to rest, because we can't afford to rest because we have no rations. You haul yourself onto the first of the gigantic steps that leads up the cliff face. And halfway up, you clamber up the carved rock. It is painstaking work, as every step is about the height of your own body. Then, about halfway up, you pause to rest near the entrance to a cave. The night air is cold. The air is like ice. We shall look at the cave mouth, inhabited, with finest cloth draping over the entrance. Okay. I don't think climbing the entire length of the cave is recommended, but certainly we'll enter the cave. Ooh. You are back in the cave. The far wall is a stack of tumbled stone. Right, so yeah, there was a far wall that was kind of closed off to us the first time around, so this time perhaps we may have a better result. You step into the main chamber of the cave. Cast a spell? Let's see what we can cast. I don't think we're going to cast any spell. I don't sense any danger, using my personal danger sense ability. Who needs to cast sus when you have me on the case? No, do you know what? I don't even think there's... no, there's nothing ominous here. A fortune teller in a cave. Jump out or rest. Oh, okay, we've got... no option to move on. Okay, we'll rest. You lie down and try to settle to rest. The space is secluded enough, but you cannot get comfortable on this rock-strewn floor. And a few minutes of trying, you give up. Okay. Well, we're not going to jump out, which means we have to cast a spell. Is it dark? Do we need to cast a light spell? Bugger, bugger, bugger. Right, what's this? Fog. Summons darkness. No, that's not what we need. What's the other one? Thoth? Is that a force field? Okay. No F spells then. How about B spells? Big? No. Big's not going to help. How about hot? That's not going to help. That's going to cast a fireball. How? Find safe passage? That could be the best of the lot. Maybe will help us to see. Dop. Open locked doors. So what? How? That's definitely big, right? I can never click on these damn things. Okay, it's going to have to be how, I think. Other than that, I don't know what else we can do. Unless... okay, let's try it. Do you mean it cannot be reached now? What do you mean? Okay, am I missing something? How very strange. We're in the past version of the cave. There are no spells there that seem to assist. Before I jump out and break my neck, is there anything I can be doing here? You don't have to tell me what it is, but if there is, I'll use my brain a bit more. Maybe I should come back in the daytime, perhaps. Right. Well, let's put paid to my... There's obviously something to do in here. It's got to be. You lie down to outside of rest. The space is good if you're going to get comfortable. Wait a second. Maybe we need to blow a hole in the damn thing. Let's call some grief. Oh, P! Oh no, that's the wrong bloody branch. Right, let's just think about this. Oh, so DOP is what? Doors? No, that's definitely not going to help us. It's not a door. Okay. B, big. No, that's not going to help us. Force field? No. That's it. Might want to cast big? Really? That makes no sense to me. Okay, I'll try it. Oh, come on. That was logical. You're in a small cave, so you want to cast big on yourself. Yeah, that works. In my little brain, anyway. But apparently, good old Heinrich, using his nous, has grown to the height of a tree, thus filling the entire cave, and now finds himself capable of moving the stones. You see, there's no indication to how big these stones were. They could have been a pile of pebbles, just a load of pebbles, which didn't require us to be any larger than normal height. Okay, move the stones. Using your increased size and strength, you begin to clear the rock fall at the back of the cave. You cannot shift all the boulders, but you clear enough space to squeeze through. Or at least, you will be able to squeeze through once your spell fades once more. We could wait, waste more time. We could cast a spell. I don't know if there's a spell to shrink. But hey ho, we've used 2 of our staminas. I think we'll just wait and continue to starve ourselves. Right, time to go deeper. Here we go. The back of the cave is heavy with dust and dirt. You can barely see a thing in the darkness. The ground is covered in crystal shards. It seems something was here once, but the rockfall has destroyed it utterly. We shall look at the walls. Okay, so we can feel markings and grooves, but we cannot make out their forms in the darkness. How about the shards? You lift one of them. It's as long as your thumb and wicked sharp, with a smooth curve on one face. This is part of an orb of crystal, but it must have been destroyed when the ceiling collapsed. A great loss. Such orbs are most rare. No. No Game of Thrones talk here, please. I mean, I've seen it, but some people might not have done so, just to prevent any sort of issues. Right. Sleep or spell? Sus? Anything suspicious? I don't think. Sun? Oh, so this is probably where the light might have been useful. But we've lost our sun jewel. Great stuff. Sus for something suspicious. I don't think there's anything suspicious here. Force field again. Fog. Okay. No. Let's just keep checking something here. No. S or F or H. Could be how again. Nah. We'll try resting. The cave is empty, dry and quiet except for the endless grumbling of the wind past the entrance. Setting down your pack on the floor of the cave, you try to stretch out despite the wind. You have eaten nothing today, but you have no provisions and only a single vial of blimberry juice. The last vial of blimberry juice, our last bit of sustenance. Should we save it for dire circumstances? I assume that if we drink without it, we're probably just going to lose stamina. I'll try it first and see what happens. You stretch out and rest. You feel quite safe. And you do not dream. Okay, so we just simply will not heal. But don't seem to have lost any extra health. So we found 2 new clues. And we are now in the cave. It is day 3. Morning drips light through the cave mouth, some of which reaches you. Elfira does not appear to have moved. Who? Who's Elfira? You get to your feet and look around. A little dust trickles from the ceiling. Let's see if we can see the glyphs now in the slightly lit cave. Intrigued by the writing, you look over some symbols. They are a mixture of star signs, letters, numbers and shapes you do not recognize. There is no order. It is as though their scribe was desperately trying to capture as much as possible of a dream before it was forgotten. The results are quite indecipherable, especially in the near darkness, and barely any space is left, only one patch of blank stone near the base of the wall. Some of the glyphs on the walls are split, you notice, by crazed cracks in the stone. Star signs, letters, numbers, shapes. No order. A blank space and some cracks. Look at the blank stone. You see nothing. It is a natural rock, only remarkable because every other surface has been etched or carved. Above the blank section is drawn a rude outline of a snake, followed by a hand and 2 vertical lines. Ooh, serpents. Let's look at the cracks. You turn your attention to the cracks. It is as though the cliff itself is slowly shearing apart. One crack in particular spiders the ceiling and threatens to bring down the roof. Looking more closely, you see why. It is filled with a seam of some soft metal, which is slowly wearing away. Dig out the metal seam. Or cast a spell. Looking more closely, you see why it is filled with a seam of some soft metal. Okay, let's see. Let's try and dig out this seam. You dig out the metal seam. It's worthless tin and comes away quite easily. There is a noise like rumbling thunder. The stones above shift perceptibly. Quickly, you put your sword away before you bring the rocks down on your head. Well, I mean, this cave... I mean, a force field would protect us from falling rocks, right? Fog? No. Sus? I think it's a bit late for sus. Sun? No. Oh, it's R. Rock. Requires stone dust. Well, find safe passage. It's a bit late for that now, I think. Ooh, look at that. What a world that's going on. Okay. Ooh, I've never done this before with this screen. Tilted it so we can actually see the world below us. That's kind of cool. Look at that. It's only taken me three parts, 3 game parts. Right. What else can we do in here? I still feel like we're missing something. Still feel like we're missing something here. We've come in here, we've gone behind, we've removed the rocks, we've seen some glyphs on the wall, some cracks, we've just removed some worthless tin, and that's it. That's it. But I'm going to leave now. Dancing around falling stones as we go. Perhaps maybe when we leave, maybe somebody will be here, given that we've passed a bit of time. Maybe. Is that bedroll? I don't know. I'm hoping there's going to be somebody here now. Ah! Marvellous. You return from the rear of the cave. Welcome, murmurs a voice from the shadows at the far end of the space. Who's there? I know who's there. It's some divination woman. Greetings. You reply politely. You hear footsteps padding forward over sand, and then a shambling figure appears. A woman with crazed white hair, wearing rags of animal skin. You, she says with a quiet laugh. I had no idea I would see you again. Her voice is familiar from somewhere, but you have not met anyone so old since the witch above the waterfall in the Shamutanti Hills. I recognize you. You begin thoughtfully. I remember your laugh. I laughed when you beat me at Mindstones, she replies. But it was a very long time ago, of course. I was so young. I was rather in love with you, as I recall. Really? With that, she steps forward once more, coming into the thin moonlight at the entrance of the cave. You gasp. Though this woman is old beyond imagining, you recognize her face. It is Elfira, with whom you were playing dice only hours before. Eh? Weren't we going back in time? I'm confused. Elfira. Poor stranger, she smiles. You must be very lost to still be here wandering these lands, so beautiful once but poisoned now. Is this not the past? Is this not in the light? How much time has passed? When we met, I was barely 16, she says. Now, let me see, I suppose I'm 113, if you don't count the year I spent as an eagle. She shrugs sadly. But welcome all the same. Perhaps you are thirsty? From a corner of the cave she produces a jug which has been catching water dripping down the stone. Freshly dripping cave water. Why not? Yeah, she pours you a cup and you drink gratefully and quickly feel thoroughly refreshed. Provisions would be nice. The woman shakes her head. I do not eat, she answers. I sustain myself through passive thought. It is a purer existence. Well. Sounds quite useful, not having to rely on rations to remain intact. Perhaps you could train me in such arts. If you have 50 years to spend in practice, she replies with a smile. But I do not have so long, I fear. Okay. Asking once again about the 7 serpents. Elfira looks surprised. 7 serpents? Suddenly her face is alive with activity and she hobbles back into the depths of her cave, returning a moment later, clicking her fingers. I have seen this. I have seen of this in the stars. About 7 serpents turns the fate of a man, and about that turns the fate of a world. But I thought the 7 serpents were stars. She points. Up there. Well, we're assuming they're real. They are most powerful, she replies. They are all but indestructible. If you see one of these serpents, stranger, I believe that you must run. But no, we shall not run. They have we've asked her about the serpents, yet we're giving her the lecture. The serpents have weaknesses, you tell her. They can be defeated. She tilts her head. Such bravery and such foolishness, she murmurs. You must know them to kill them, but to know them is to be killed by them. She shakes her head, and the whole land turns on this. So the whole land must surely fall. The woman coughs. You are a sorcerer, are you not? She asks. Well, I dabble in the art. She nods. There is a secret known only to the most powerful sorcerers in this land. The sorcerers of the fortress know it, I am sure, but they have tried to keep it secret. Would you like to hear it? Yes, of course we would. She nods in return. It is said, you see, that sorcery is unstoppably powerful. The sorcerers tell us that magic controls the world's very warp and weft, that once woven, a spell cannot be unwound. The claim is bold, but I have learned it is also untrue. So magic can be undone, is what you are saying. Magic? Some magic, perhaps all magic, can be countered, just as the parrying blade can stop a sword. I have discovered one such counterspell already. The spell of healing opposes the enchantment of the fireball. I believe if one can recognize the spell being cast and one knows the form, then one can prevent that spell with the cast of the other. Counterspelling. Well, there's an increase in strategy, if ever I've seen one. And what about the most powerful spells? She shrugs. I have not tested it, but yes, perhaps even the most powerful spell can be undone. As she speaks, she draws a shape in the air, a horizontal line, a diagonal, another line. It is the letter Z. How can I cross the backlands, you ask? You must know these lands well after so many years of life. There was a bridge there, and a river, she replies. A grand bridge, quite ancient. I used to climb it and drop sticks over one side. There's no bridge now. Not any more, she replies. So much of what we had is gone. The woman sits down quite suddenly in a state of some despair. Ask her about the glyphs. What do the symbols on the walls of the cave mean? She shakes her head slowly. Too much to see, she murmurs. Not enough space. Her voice fades once more. The woman murmurs softly to herself. She's going a bit mad. Okay, maybe we would hope to console her, but no, she's gone. She's gone into a state of some I don't know, some madness. You glance around the cave. Elthera has few possessions to speak of, but your interest is taken more by the dust that covers the floor. Stone dust can be very valuable for magic. The woman's third eye seems to glow momentarily. You scrape together a handful's worth of stone dust between your palms and slip it into your money pouch for safekeeping. You step away from the old woman and look about for where to go next. Then quite suddenly she grabs your leg. I will find them, she hisses, but it will take some time to search. Come back. And then her eyes roll up into her skull. Okay. Bye now. Thank you. I think we're done here in this rather strange affair. Go back to the glyph room, apparently. Oh, okay. Oh, maybe the stone dust will be useful now, perhaps. Stepping carefully past the catatonic woman, you make your way further into the back of the cave. After a narrow passage, it opens out to reveal a wide space of blah covered with stretch. Okay. So now we have the stone dust. We can cast rock. Turn to stone. All right. So reaching up to the stars, you create the magic. Across a handful of stone dust, you feel the potential of magic entering into your palm. You have a few seconds to decide what to do with it. Toss it into the metal in the crack. Surely. Toss the dust into the air. That's worthless. No. You toss the stone dust at the soft metal that fills the stone crack. It bonds instantly, and soon the cracks themselves have turned to stone, healing the join. Whether this will be enough to prevent the rockfall you saw here earlier, you cannot be sure. So we are keeping it open for future use. Aha. Interesting. So if we're in the past cave, which I can't understand because this woman is older, even though we spoke to her in the future. No? Am I confused? Maybe. Leave the cave. But I'm wondering if we turn the light away from the cave now and come back to the cave in the present, it won't be blocked. Yeah, that's what I mean. So if we come back, turn the lights away and come back here, the rock fall will not be there. But what purpose does that have? Should I do that? I ask because it's going to mean that we have to go all the way back to the flipping tower, then all the way back to here, thus wasting more time. So if it is worth doing, I shall do it. If not, we shall come back another time. And I got a feeling we'll... She did say you would meet again. She's still rocking on, mumbling away. Right. Whew. We step out of the cave, onto the stairs, and are feeling giddy from the view ahead. And, what are we doing? Are we going down? Yeah, we're climbing down. Of course we are. And there we go. Back to the old road. Right. Okay, so this is, yeah, so the light is bathing here. So the old road, follow the cliff. This is a bridge, right? So we're probably, I wonder if we're going to have to put the light to the bridge to cross the bridge. Right, let me refresh my memory for clues here, because it's been a while. I just need to refresh. So we have the Gale Horn, yes. 7 serpents threaten your journey. They carry a message that will warn the Archmage of your coming, but each has a weakness that, if discovered, will later destroy them. The water serpent's weakness is oil. Okay, the earth serpent. The fire serpent is following you, waiting for a chance to attack. Its weakness is sand. The air serpent's weakness is gas. Oh no, it's vulnerable in its gas form. The moon serpent's weakness is fire. Sleepless ram. We saw this man. Okay. Okie dokie then. We got the old road. We can follow the cliff around this side. We can go back across the plains. We can follow the cliff up to the north. The Gale Horn. Let's have a look at what the Gale Horn does. Oh, 10 gambling chips. Forgot about that. Nope. Magical items. Oh, you can't click on it. We blew it. To create strong winds. Oh. Simple enough. Naturally. Right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to return to this tower, turn it to this bridge to see if it fixes the bridge. And then that will mean that the cave is no longer illuminated, so that we can come back and check the cave out in the present time. Yeah, that seems like a good plan. So once again, I suppose we will cross the plains, keep it safe, keep it simple. Okay. Ooh, the rising winds tug at our hair. Oop. You have been wandering the backlands for 3 days, and you still have not crossed the ridge. No, because there's no rush. I mean, we're already starving to death. Why run and rush around? No, let's go across the plain. What the hell was that all about? Chirping as we walk across the prairie. No, we're not chirping. The insects are chirping, but I'm sure we're chirping with them. Enjoying the midday sun. Getting a tan. Ooh. Okay. And to the tower, yes. The tower. And, oh, we've got to climb the tower again. Naturally. Dangerous game we play. Right, let's get to the top of the tower. There we are. Let's adjust the beam, shall we? So, yeah, let's, there we go. Let's have a look at a nice new bridge. Yes, well. What the hell is happening? It's just my mouse is not playing ball. Right. Ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. Look at that. Trees. And then no trees. Trees and then no trees. Position it so that only the path is in the past. And the cave isn't, what, like that? Alrighty. And down we go. Sliding down. Ready to rock and roll. Rejoin the road. Okay. So the cliff is now in the present. The surrounding area is in the past. And we continue onwards once again. The evening is drawing in, but however we continue to stride onwards with purpose. And now the sun is beginning to set, but that will not stop us as we return to the cliff. As we climb the steps. And we shall... The steps below have fallen to rubble behind. What? You clamber up the stairs, and then about halfway up you are forced to stop. The steps below have fallen to rubble. Well, that's not very useful, is it? Heinrich, you clumsy fool. What's that? God. Illusion of worship. Huff. Create wind. You place the gale onto your lips and raise the spell, blowing a loud and clear note. Suddenly a wind is whipped up from nowhere that knocks you flying sideways across the mountainside. For one brief moment, a shrub growing from a cave mouth flickers past your field of vision, and we shall grab it. And we shall get into the cave mouth, rather fortunately. Dear, dear, dear. Dangerous times we live in. We are back in the cave. We have spent more time in this cave than anywhere else so far. We have become a hermit. The far wall is a stack of tumbled stone with only a few removed. Okay, let's have a look this time, shall we? The rockfall that once blocked the back of the cave has mysteriously vanished. It's not mysterious. It is our doing. The back of the cave is cool and dry and dirty, but pitch black. In one corner, something glimmers beneath a layer of dust. A crystal orb, of course, which was smashed in the past. No? Yes, it was smashed. But that was because rubble fell on it. Now there's no rubble to fall on it. So we're going to take the orb, of course. You turn it over in your hands. It has survived intact and still maintains its inner lustre. It is a most valuable object, and the knowledge that it has, most likely, has been used for frequent divination, which only makes it more powerful still. You place it carefully into your pack. That's quite nice. Can we see what it is? Orb of crystal. Okay. I don't think there's any more spells to be done here. I'll just have a very quick check. One last look. Ooh, said Daisy. Ooh, what's this? We're working backwards here. This is not how it's supposed to go, right? Nah. I think we leave the cave at this point. Ooh. As you head for the exit, your boot strikes something, and you reach down to pick it up. It is a ring carved into the shape of a serpent. We have a choice to wear it or to leave it. Now, preferably, I wouldn't want to just stick a random serpent ring on my finger, but alternatively, I do not wish to leave it behind. So, out of the choice of the two, I think we'll stick it on our finger. I mean, we are a gorilla after all, and all that. You know, we accept danger, misfortune. You know, great ominous windy things that suck us to our death. Excuse me. Where? Ooh. You push the serpent ring onto your finger, and for a brief moment you have a memory of Elthera. The stars will aid you. There is a spell, she calls. Suddenly you find you have an understanding of a new spell. The SSS spell, the S spell, has been added to your spellbook. What the hell is that? Show me the spell. The hell is it? Oh, thought we were there. There we... Ooh! This spell requires a serpent ring. Check. This spell enables a caster to force information from serpents. Very interesting. Okay, so a serpent ring and an orb. I think that's a rather successful foray into the cave for the third time. I think now we're going to jump out. If we jump out, are we going to break our legs? I mean, we have full stamina. There is no choice but to jump. When we have a choice of casting a spell, do we not? I think I may have committed to falling. Bummer. We may have been able to free fall with a spell, but hey ho, where's the sense of adventure in living life cautiously? Let us progress onwards and see if we can somehow acrobatically tumble and forward roll without damaging ourselves too... Oh, damn. Well, the landing is rough, but your legs are intact. Good to know. Let us move on now. Let us move on. Right. Right. To the bridge. Yes, I was thinking the same thing, really. I mean, I'm confused as to going to past and present and past and future and present. I'm confused. But to me, I think we need to be crossing the bridge. So, as the original plan was to tilt this damn thing to the bridge and then let's cross it. Could go east. Where's east? What? Down this way? East? Nah. Which one is more dangerous is the question. Because we laugh in the face of danger. Ha 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 ha. To quote a film. Oh. This is a kind of game that frustrates me. It really does. East or north? And if we're going east, are we going east in the past? It is Lion King. Well done. Are we going east in the present? Well, what we'll do first is we shall. Why have I got a voice message? Who's rung me? What's going on? Oh, bear with me a second. Let me try and figure out who's rung me here. I mean, who on earth is going to ring you at an hour like this? Oh, I know who it is. It is the Waterhead Hotel, where I am going on my birthday on Friday. I am going to the Lake District for a nice chilled out couple of days. They are ringing me to ask if I want to partake in a gin tasting evening, which is not my cup of tea. Now, if it was a rum tasting evening, we would certainly be cooking with gas, as the saying goes. But no, not gin tasting, I'm afraid. I shall have to pass up on that offer. But thank you for asking. Right, the reason why I'm on my bloody phone is because I'm trying to go to a random number generator. So let's get to random number generation. Let's have a bit of randomness to this. So between 1 and 10, 1 to 5 is 1 to 5 is north, and 5 to 10 is east. Oh, it's north. North it is. Right, onwards to north. I have watched the film many, many times as well. Many, many times. I say many times. I don't know how many times is many times, but many times. And I know it's probably not going to be as good, but I am going to be. They're releasing a film, aren't they? Is it next month? Like the live action thing? Anyway, I shall be watching it. You walk away from the cliff across the prairie in the night and all that kind of jazz. Yes, we continue to really operate on. He's doing very well. If this was me, I'd be collapsed right now. I'm telling you that for certain. I'd be collapsed in a heap. This lack of food for this length of time, I'd be struggling. I mean, I can barely go 6 hours without a good meal, you know. You continue to walk despite the dark. Okay. Right. I think there's no point of going to the north when the bridge is knackered. So let's go to the north when the bridge is operational. So we'll go back up the thingamabobs, the gripweedy towery thing, and no, we won't, because it's day 4 apparently. We met Elthera the Mystic again. This is a game's way of telling us we're not really progressing much. But I don't know, game, if you know who I am, but I don't tend to rush. I don't tend to do things quickly. Whether that by design or accident, could be a combination of the two things. But hey ho. Adjust the beam. And put it. I don't know if you have to be precise here. Let's try and get the path. Oh, flipping hell, I can't control this. The path and the bridge. Or maybe we should go. Well, we're not going to get much better than that. Yeah, let's get there, about there, bit of there, about there. That seems to be quite the ticket. Seems to be quite the ticket. Right. Climb down the tower. Dee. Okay. Ooh, there's a little bit of darkness there. Yeah, that seems to be fine. Let us move onwards. Okay, so we are now following the road north. Oh dear, we're losing a bit of health here. A few clouds scud across the sky. The road begins to trace the course of a nearby river which leaps with fish and birds. You pass a large stone totem. Oh yes, this totem, yes. Let's look at the totem. It depicts a short, toothy creature with no hair, with several ringed earrings in one lobe. Not a god, but a god or goddess's helper creature? The type that invisibly moves a sword point aside should the powers above dictate it? It leers at you with 2 wide eyes above pursed lips. Touch the eyes, touch the lips. I mean, this probably looks creepy. I mean, it's a creature with toothy creature with no hair, several ringed earrings in one lobe. That is not a look that fills you with a kind of feeling that says, I want to touch you. Not judging people that wear several earrings in one lobe, of course, or they'll have no hair, or have got big teeth. But, but being a gorilla, maybe touch the lips. You pause, remembering the ritual of Kurga and the terrible price of incorrect worship. What if this totem is a trap? The mouth is slightly open, there is darkness inside, the lips feel slightly sticky to the touch. The totem's eyes seem to glint a little, We could kiss the... This is getting really creepy. We could kiss the totem. We could touch its eyes. We could caress its bald head. Pull at its earlobes. Many things we can do. Just give me a second whilst I contemplate just how we're going to continue to molest this thing, and I'll be back with you. Right, now that I can see what I'm doing, this is what I hate about this game. I flipping hate this sense of I want to touch things, but then I don't want to touch things because I don't want to die. But then I know in the back of my mind, if we touch it, we die. We can just go back. So it's almost like no penalty. But I'm trying to, do it as if, this is our last life. We're not a cat with 9 lives. This is our last life. Kissing a random totem with sticky lips is definitely even beyond that of a gorilla. So perhaps we'll just step away until we maybe find out a bit more information about the totem that might help us out, possibly. Yeah, it's just creepy, man. Creepy totem thing. We'll just leave you be. We'll no doubt be back here at some point, in which point we can, if we get the sudden urge to touch its eyes, we can do so. But we tried, we touched its lips and it just didn't really feel right, just didn't really seem a good idea. As we approach the bridge then, the wind begins to rise. A majestic stone arch rises high in the air, crosses the river. It is a bridge that looks rather sturdy, I'm sure. Made of stone, incredible craftsmanship. Very, very impressive structure. The rushing water throws spray onto your boots. Oh, how lovely. Let's climb up, shall we? You haul your way up the first few steps of the bridge until you are standing above the water. The spray throws rainbows in the sunlight across the endless grass plains on either side. This is a picturesque moment. And for a while you forget the deadly mission you're on, and you're just enjoying and soaking up this rather picturesque scene, losing yourself in the marvellousness. And your mind wanders as you continue to look out for miles in either direction. It's a splendid, splendid moment. And then you come to your senses and realise, what the hell am I doing? I shall look at the tower to the east. Is that the tower over here? Sure, that's the tower over here. No, we shall look north. We shall look where we are going. For if you do not, you may trip over. Okay, so it's barren wastes, because the tower doesn't stretch that far, you see. So there must be another tower a bit further north, I think. In the far distance, a group of horses are steaming across the plain at wild speed, their riders thrown from side to side. Then, in a cloud of dust, they are gone. For the briefest moment, the nose of a narwhal appears above the surface of the river. Then it is gone, dragged away by the current. Okay, we shall now look at the tower. Yeah, we know that. We've seen that already. Onwards then. And narwhal. Taking myself back to my days. Okay, so narwhals are real creatures. Indeed they are. There was something similar to a narwhal. I'm just sorry, I'm going off on tangents today, but hey ho, it's been a while since I streamed. I'm in a bit of stream. It's like a condition of stream madness, stream madness. I'm just going off. I recall a time in primary school. I was about, how old was I? I was in year 2, so I'll have been what, 6 or 7, long time ago. But I recall singing a song about extinct creatures. And you're wondering, where the hell is this going? And one of the creatures was something similar to a narwhal, but it wasn't, and obviously it's not a narwhal, because I've just read that narwhals are actually real creatures and they're still alive right now. But there was something similar to a narwhal that was extinct. What was it? And it was part of a song. We used to sing this song about these extinct creatures. What was it? What was it? That's the question. What was it? Oh, it's going to bug me now. It was some kind of a creature, like a dolphin or something, like a narwhal, but it was extinct. People, get researching for me, please. I need help with this one. Anyway, we're crossing a bridge. We're sweating under our cloak. We're thinking of strange narwhal creatures from an alternative reality, no doubt caused by another tower somewhere, shining upon us. And you cross the bridge, worrying about collapsing stones, for you have bad experiences due to the cave, but they hold firm, and we reach the far side. And we can cast a spell for no apparent reason whatsoever, or we could just move on. It wasn't a shark. I don't think it was a shark. Do I know anything else other than... Oh my god, I don't know. I just recall this song. Oh, Charlene, you've missed my explanation. I had a great story about my time as a 7-year-old in primary school, singing about extinct creatures. But yeah, in the game, we come across a narwhal, and I thought, wait a second, I'm sure narwhals are extinct. So but they're not. And then I was just retelling this tale about the fact that there was an extinct creature similar to a narwhal, very similar, and I'm trying to figure out what the name of it was, because I can't recall for the life of me, despite the fact that I recall vividly being sat in the dinner hall that doubled up as a gym, singing this song, Mrs. Mumford playing the piano, sat next to the massive blue climbing frame. You know, in primary school you used to get those climbing frames that used to swing out from the wall, and like one part of the climbing frame was like rings, another part of the climbing frame was ladders, and another one was like a pole. It had various little climbing features, this kind of multi-purpose old school climbing frame. That was there. It's all very vivid. Ballast, it wasn't anything quite so complicated as the name as that, I'm sure it wasn't. Anyway, I shall move on. I'm not going to cast a spell, I'm going to move on. We must really dash. We're getting distracted with rather strange conversations today. And we follow the road to a crossroads. To a narwhal. I've typed in extinct narwhal. Did you have an... No, that's what I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember the name. It was a creature that was... What's the name of it? There's got to be... We could just... Extinct animals. There's that many extinct animals that this is going to be ridiculously stupid. Yes, you see Great Orc. That was in the song. That was definitely the song. Poor Mr. Great Orc. I'm sure that's the song. Primary school song. No, that's not coming up with anything. Anyway. It's not a dodo. 1-0 to Liverpool. So anyway, whilst you consider extinct creatures, and if you find one that looks like a narwhal, and just shout the names out. But yeah, Great Orc was in the song. That was definitely in the song that I was singing as a primary school child about extinct animals. But there was also something similar to an owl, I'm telling you now. Bones, apparently. Dusty plains, keeping your eyes and ears open for warnings of danger. The sun reached its highest point. Out of the shade, the air is baking hot. The road is barely visible through the dust. A few scattered bones line the path. I shall look at it when I have my dinner. I'm having my dinner at 8:30. I don't know if you heard earlier. There was a bit of a debate about that. So I'll check it out then, and I will find it. Oh, I will find it. A few scattered bones line the path. We shall look at these bones, and we shall stew over them. Thin femurs, long arms. Elven, most likely. Or black elf. The wind has scoured them dry. You continue on your journey, feeling the day's first rumblings of hunger. Oh, stop it. Stop it. Come on, Heinrich. You're better than this. Channel your inner Elfera. It's all in the mind. Hunger is not all in the mind, it's in the belly. But you know, if you can condition your mind, you can achieve great things. many, many great things. Right. We have a split path situation. Now, ordinarily, when it comes to a split path situation, I always, since I started LPing, to eliminate this dilemma, go left first. It takes away that element of choice. Any crossroad, just always go left first. However, I'm going to randomly generate. I like random generation because it makes you do things that you don't normally do. Like go right first, which is completely alien to me nowadays, so I'm going to do it. Live life on the edge. The road curves gently as you follow it. Mid-afternoon haze makes the air uncomfortably warm. The plains are wide and empty. To the south the fissure yawns, wider here and furiously deep. To the north the land climbs a low rocky rise. We can go off the road to this rocky rise, or we can continue along this endless path, baking in the heat, dying of starvation, with nothing else in sight. I suggest we probably go off the beaten track. Maybe there's, I don't know, maybe there's maybe there's a fire there. We can cook our raw fish, perhaps. I'm sure there's a campfire down here, you know. I'm thinking maybe we should have come back here at some point, or before heading off and cooking our fish. Maybe. You abandon the road and cut across the desolate plain. The sun is beginning to lower, giving us a bit of respite, and the air begins to cool. You are climbing up a low rocky rise, not a natural outcrop as you first assumed, but rather a pile of large carved blocks, over which the dust of many ages has blown. Of course we're going to search the rubble. We're literally looking for food. Scavenging at this point. You peer in between the larger stone blocks and shift a few smaller ones out of the way. You see nothing. And then a glimpse of blue shines through. A gem? A small lizard scurries out from between two of the fallen blocks. Well, that will not let that disturb us. It's only a lizard. We could cast a spell potentially looking out for danger, just in case a snake flies out like it has done in the past. But no, we don't have time. We think it could be... Well, it's not food, it's a blue gem. But hell, our judgment is being clouded by our starvation. All sense of caution has been thrown well into the wind. We're going to reach in for this blue gem. You try to squeeze your hand into a crack in the stone to reach the blue gem of crystal, but it is still only just visible under a heap of lads. You cannot get close enough to reach. Perhaps there is something useful in my pack. Sword? We could cast a spell. Something to remove stones, perhaps? I mean, not that we can really afford to lose much more stamina, but we'll just take a wee peek just in case. Let's have a look here. Dud. Illusion of treasure. Nope, no illusions required. There is actual treasure here. Open locks. I don't think it's a locked pile of stones. Huff. A bit of wind. Could blow the stones over. Nah. Doesn't. Could also blow the gem away. Mud. Quicksand. No. Not what I was thinking. 6. Clone the caster. What? Big. See, given the nondescript nature of these stones, I mean, are these big stones that require us to grow in size to move them again, or not? I don't know. Unless somebody tells me they are, then I will use it. If not, I shall hack at it with my sword. I shall hack at you with my sword. I shall slip it into the cracks, actually. Because we have more sense than that. We reach the blue crystal. You could maybe flick it free, though it might damage the blade if you do. You would do better to find a stick from some... A stick? I don't really wish to blunt my only weapon. No, let's not risk it. You put your sword back into the sheath. There's a gem here. There's a gem. Climb up the rubble. Can we come back to the... I'm sure... Let's climb up the rubble. See what's there. See what's... Is that going to cause more stones to cover the gem up? Let's try it. No. Still seeing the glinting stone. Oh, fish and chips. Oh, good grief, Claire. Good grief. Making my mouth water. Although I do know what I'm having for dinner. And it's one of my favourites. It's a good old Northern English specialty. I'm having good old liver, sausage and mash with onion gravy. A very delightful dish that I'm quite fond of. Really crispy batter as well. Let alone Heinrich starving to death. I mean, bloody hell. Right, we have a gem here that we are struggling to get. The game has suggested we might want to look for a stick. Where are we going to find a flipping stick? We're going to come back when we've got a stick. I hate backtracking. I hate it. There is something else here though, so we'll go to there, see if there's any sticks in this random... Is this a village? Whatever this is, we're going to go there and see if there's any sticks. We shall find a stick. I'm a magician, I'm a sorcerer, apprentice to sorcerer. I could make this gem come to me with some kind of trickery, but no, I'm going to use crude methods, yes. So we continue to walk, starving, now with the added frustration of knowing we've left a glinting blue gem behind that we're going to have to go back for at some point, thus leading us to even more hunger. Keeping an eye out for signs of life, but there are none, of course, because we're in the middle of nowhere. The wind picks up as the evening draws on. Soon it will be dark. A few hundred yards ahead of you is a camp of covered wagons and carts arranged in a circle. Perhaps we can splinter one of them and take a bit of their wood as a stick. Good idea. Anyway, apparently at the centre of this circle a fire burns and you can see figures moving around. Oh, we can cook our fish. We can cook. Let's approach. This is the first sign of life we've seen for ages, and we need food. We need a fire to cook the fish. We need a tool. So we shall approach the camp, probably waving our arms furiously in a state of madness. Like if you cross the desert and you're dying of thirst, you know? You see things, mirages. This could be a mirage. Oh my God! You walk towards the caravans but stop suddenly when an arrow flies through the air and buries itself in the dust just to your left. Another lands to your right, and we hold our hands up. No! I come in peace! There is no response. Dare you step closer? Oh, we are now a baboon, apparently. We've changed from a gorilla to a baboon. Let's have a look at that. Strong, social and intelligent. Of course, Heinrich would be very pleased with that description. The baboon will shy from danger, preferring to live in the safety of the trees. So he's becoming a bit more safety conscious, perhaps. Interesting. His sense of danger is increased. Oh well. Well, we're not going to approach. We're not going to approach. But we're not going to avoid. There's a camp there. They're probably just defending themselves. And if they see that we mean them no harm, we will hopefully be welcomed into their fold. So we shall call out, probably something along the lines of, "Don't kill me!" "Greetings," you call. There is no response, but at least there is not another arrow. Okay, they're listening. I wish to trade. "You have gold?" replies a voice on the wind. Oh no. This is where we get robbed. Let's just be modest. "We have no gold." "Items to sell? Do they want to buy?" "To the plenty. I'm going to go kind of in the middle. I have some gold. Not enough for you to rob me and be rich beyond your wildest dreams. So it's not worth you killing me, but enough to trade for some small items. Possibly." "Then approach," the voice replies. "Phew, we shall approach. You step cautiously forwards, hands above your head." Well played, Heinrich. Fedoran would be proud of your silver-tongued ways. No more arrows are fired, although as you get closer you begin to see the bowmen, shafts ready, covering your approach. A crowd is gathering to see who you are. Obviously, they haven't seen people for some time. We are quite the entertainment, as we'll play it cautious, and we shall look at the crowd. And we see that it is a caravan of black elves, like those you met in Kare. Presumably they are traders of some kind, as they are far from home, out here in the wastes. Lovely, perfect. Right, do you have sticks? Elven people, do you have sticks? No? The elves eye you suspiciously as you stride into their midst. They have sticks with pointy things on the end. An elder elf, stouter and better dressed than the others, steps forward to confront you. I think we should not interrupt. You should let him speak first. You know, customs and all that. If you seek shelter or food, he pauses to spit on the ground. Then, let him continue. The elder chews his words for another moment while you wait respectfully. Then you waste your time, the elder finishes. Looking around the crowd, you see that most of the elves are thin and haggard looking. Well, we came here for a stick. We did come here for food. I don't have a lot of gold. I mean, how much? I need your help. The elder's face is an impassive mask. Black elves are cruel, heartless creatures. Okay. Help, he replies, almost spitting the word back at you. Help with what? I need directions. I'm lost, Mr. Starter, I suppose. The elder laughs grimly. All who enter the backlands are lost. To be here is to be nowhere. The land itself moves under one's feet like a sea, and days do not pass the way they do elsewhere. This place is doomed. Doomed? What do you mean doomed? Doomed long ago, the elf replies. Cursed. Would that we had never set foot in the backlands, but that was my father's decision, not mine. I was not born when our caravan entered this place. I mean, I know the way to Kare. If you wish to sort of divert yourselves, you know, and get away, I can offer you help. In exchange, you could offer me something in return, perhaps. The elder shakes his head. We know the way, but however far we travel, we never seem to move forwards, and yet we cannot stay still. The elves around him mutter and grumble. You see there is truth in his strange words. He stands aside, and the other elves lower their swords, pikes, and daggers. Strange. I wonder if our little time-shifting continuum thing might be able to help these things. I don't know how, but I'm just thinking maybe, possibly. Let's continue. What are you doing out here? You ask, looking around the meagre encampment. The chief looks grim. We are travelling west, he replies, but his words stir a murmur of anger in the crowd. The chief looks uncomfortable. Rest yourself. With that, he moves sadly away. Okay, well, rest is good. Rest is good. We've kind of got ourselves in there. Well done. Well done, Heinrich. Well done. The elves return to their huts and caravans. A few make their way to a fire pit in the centre and begin to mutter in low voices. You take a moment to enjoy the gentle hubbub of voices after so long on the lonely plains. Lovely. Right, campfire, yes. Can we cook our fish? Oh, they're playing dice. They're drinking. Yeah, we'll just sit and listen. And as we do so, we are not left in peace. A few of the black elves nudge each other until eventually one, a woman, gets up and walks over to where you are. Probably going to rob us of something else now. But we shall be welcoming. We are in their camp and we don't want to cause a scene. Is it customary to wait for the woman to speak first? We do not know. Perhaps we should just play it cautious, you know. We're a baboon now. We'll just sit here in silence. You let her approach. A few paces away, she halts. She looks at you sidelong. They say you're walking through the wastes, she says. I'm thinking, are you exiled? A criminal? Or are you crazy? Do you think they'd get humour? I have my reasons to be here. You reply. Is that so? She replies. Go on. I'm interested. I'm heading for somewhere. Lake Ilklal. You reply, telling the truth, if not the whole truth. So help us God. The Black Elf shrugs. I can't see why anyone would go there. But there's a ferryman, so someone must use him. She walks back across the circle and rejoins her friends, though a backward glance suggests you might join them if you wished. Oh, is that so? Well, of course, we're going to follow. We need information. They're throwing dice. Swindle stones, of course. Tell a joke. Is there anywhere I can trade? Okay. Priorities. I mean, Swindle stones probably is going to be a course for us to get some information, definitely. But we're going to cook our raw food first. You unwrap the portions of raw fish you have been carrying, and you roast them in the fire. The smell makes your empty belly groan and grumble. But we shall refrain from eating it now, because we shall eat it before we rest. We shall be patient. Ooh, they pass round a flask, but don't offer any to us. Why should they? We're not sharing our fish now, are we? Right, Swindle stones. I think so. Are you playing Swindle stones, you ask? The elves look up at you. You play, one asks. Yeah, I'm not bad, not bad. I mean, I take my time pondering the strategy, but not bad. Excellent. The elves reply, clearing a space for you. The steak is for 4 gold pieces. Jesus. Perhaps we should have gone shopping first. Then again, we could win. How about we go for a... We're going to play this together. We're going to go for a consensus here. We're going to... Together we shall beat these black elves. Okay. Didn't we have our own set of dice? Why are we playing with theirs? It could be rigged. Come on now, Heinrich. Get a grip. Never play with another man's dice. Right, roll the dice. And we need to open. I hate this game. I hate this game. I hate the choices it makes me make. I hate this game in Swindle. I hate it all. I hate you, everybody. I hate everything. Anyway, sorry. I'm having a funny turn. Don't worry about me. Shall we open the betting? Right, we've got one. So if I remember, you've got to go up in number, up in bets, right? So 1-1. We could go right up there with 1-2. We could go up there with 1-3. I'm gonna try something here and go for 1-3. Don't ask me why. I just think I'm just gonna do it. Do you want a fair price or a good one? A fair one will do. Okay, so he's saying 2 2s. Okay, so I've got 2 2. I've got 2 2s. So he's probably got some 2s. See, this is where I think I've gone wrong, you see, because now I'm kind of shot in the foot, because I can't really say 3 1s, because he's probably going to call me out on that. 3 2s is the only logical place to go, I think. We could try 4 2s. That's a really big jump. Oh, we could go 2 4s. That is higher, isn't it? Yeah, we could. Yeah, that's a good idea. 2 4s. 3 4s. Then there is Ula. He is our merchant. Okay, and is he fair? Right, so we can either go 4 2s, which I think is safe, because I think he's probably got 2 2s, and we've got 2 2s. But then he would... Yeah, I think 4 2s is the next bet here. Okay, let's hope he has at least 2 then. Oh, no! Damn! Buggeration. I thought he may have had 2 2s. Bummer. It's okay. It's alright. It's only the first round. What do you know of this place in which you walk, stranger? Very little. Okay, so he bids 1 2. We bid 2 3s. No, we don't. We bid 2 4s. Aha! We have been wandering these ways for what seems like months. But they cannot be so large. Surely we should have reached their western edge by now. Again, I think I may have shot myself here. I said shot because we have got to... I'm not getting this. I'm not getting this at all. Well, obviously we're scuppered. The only thing that's going to save us is 4 4s, literally. Indeed so. 5 4s. I'm going to have to call on that one. I'm going to have to call on that one. How do I call? There we go. Call! Woohoo! Well, that was a lucky... That was lucky. Right, I'm just going to grab my dinner. I'll be back with you very shortly. Right. Okay. It's a rather big plate of food I have in front of me. I'm trying to be good for the next 4 weeks. Which is going to be made awfully difficult with food fit for a king. Right, roll again, that's off we go. 3 dice apiece. I know what I'm doing here. I know exactly what I'm doing. Shall we open on... Let me see if I can get this right now. 1 2. In a desert, food is like gold. Tell me about it. What did he say? 1 3. I say 2 3s. Then he will probably say 3 3s, at which point I have to make a decision. That could be bad. Let's see, can I go... Instead of 2 3s, 2 2s? Yeah, 2 2s is reasonable. 2 3s. This is where I now go 3 3s and hopefully He might call. No. 3 2s. That's a bit risky. He's not declared any 2s. Okay. Let's go for 3 3s. It's the only thing we can really do. 4 3s. Yeah, this is where we're going to make a choice because we can't really... There's no option for us here. We can't say... We could try... Well, we could try 5 3s, but that is just ridiculously not going to happen. 4 4s. Nobody's mentioned 4s. So we have to call and hope that he doesn't have 2 3s. That's as best we can do. And he does. I think we were scuppered there no matter what happened. Oh, bloody hell. What's for supper? Yeah, I'm going to finish this game, then I'm going to eat my dinner, and whilst I'm eating my dinner I'm going to look up for the extinct animal. For supper, if you want to call it supper, I mean, if I had a webcam I'd show you. It's a flipping mountainous plate of food. I have a rather large wad of mashed potato, which is probably not going to be eaten, even half of it, because I'm cutting down on carbs at the minute. I have several lashings of liver, which I'll eat all of the liver, because it's full of iron and protein. Very good. I have 3 sausages, of which I'm probably going to eat 2. I have 3 Yorkshire puddings, a rather large mound of mushy peas, and a pile of carrots. It is literally a plate of food that could feed 2 people. Easily. It's ridiculous. What?
So you better get me a stand of lift.
I ain't getting no standard lift.
Eh?
So I ain't getting no standard lift.
I'm not having one.
No.
Why?
It'll take you 10 minutes just to get up the bloody steps.
Okay.
Right, anyway, what am I doing now?
Next.
Two ones. Two 4s. 3 1s or 3 4s. He's got 3 left, right? 3 4s. You bastard! Not doing very well here, are we? 1 2. 2 3s. 3 3s and pray. Call. We suck. We suck. Okay, between this session and the next session, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to read up on strategies for this game. That's what I'm going to do. That's my one task before the next stream, because I don't really like playing games that I don't know what I'm doing. So yeah, we suck. We lost 4 gold pieces. I've played enough. No, you fleeced me now. I need my money. I need my rations. I need to leave before I tip over whatever the tables are here. You know, turn your caravans over in anger. And we're gonna not even in the mood to tell a joke because we've lost our cash. We're really unhappy. We're a sore loser. We're just gonna leave the fireside, okay? And we're gonna go to the trading tent. Okay. So I'm gonna leave it here. Actually, I'm gonna pause it here for 10 minutes. As if I can eat all this in 10 minutes. Yeah, I'll try my best. For 10 minutes, I'm going to be back with you at 10 to, and we shall continue exploring this little caravan circle thing, and we'll see what else is thrown in our path. My favourite Disney movie. Okay, before I leave then, my favourite Disney movie. I haven't watched that many Disney movies, actually. I've seen Toy Story. I wasn't overly keen. Lion King is probably my favourite. My second favourite, I mean, as I said, I haven't watched many, so it's not as if I have a big plethora to choose from. But I really like The Fox and the Hound as well. I got that when I was little. I thought it was quite a heart-wrenching story. I really did. Very sad. But yeah. If you've not seen it, I recommend you watch it if you want to, you know, be depressed. For many times in that film. Anyway, so I'm going to eat now. Back with you at now 20:51. Alrighty. Sorry about that. Of course, it took a little bit longer to feed my face, given the size of the portion. But I'm ready now. I'm done. Oh, and food is just so damn delicious. One cannot waste any time. I've got to say, I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, when I was younger, I used to be a really slow eater. It's only as I got older, I started to eat much more quickly. It's really bizarre. I used to always finish my food last. Always. Whereas now I'm like a bloody gannet. The most I've eaten in one sitting. That is an interesting question. I didn't find the animal either, no. I'm disappointed. They couldn't find the song, couldn't find the animal. Yeah, I'm having to take a breather. Yes, it's affecting me at the moment. My speed eating is it's not good for you. Should eat slowly. Take smaller, chew your food more, eat slower. Apparently it makes you feel more full, so you don't eat as much. All this kind of stuff. So yeah, the most I've eaten in one sitting, I think will probably be... it's a difficult one. I have frequented many all-you-can-eat buffets in my time, and I do just that. But I think if it comes down to the most that you've eaten, I suppose it should come down to the fact that, you know, how full have you been? You know, if you're full to the point of where your stomach feels like it's going to burst because you've eaten far too much, I'd suggest that's probably a good candidate for eating pretty much the most of you've ever eaten. And at which point, what springs to mind is on one cruise. Now, I'm notorious when it comes to going on cruises for eating. My little regime, I'll get to the game in about 5 minutes. I like to have a bit of downtime after I've eaten, just to let my dinner settle, talk some random crap, and then we'll crack on. I'm notorious for eating a load of food on a cruise. And what I do is I'm not so much nowadays, because it's actually more of a routine, but when I usually get down to my lightest weight, usually about 12 stone 12, is as light as I've been for many a year. Get down to around about that kind of weight. And I'm not far from that now. I think I'm about 13 stone. So we get down to that, and then I go and fill my boots on the cruise. Literally, I just eat everything and anything in sight. Fill my face, all the luxurious food. It's not there to be wasted, so I just try my best to eat it. And one particular cruise, when it comes to an evening meal, I'm one of these people also that I don't have 3 courses. Oh no. If there's 2 starters on the menu that I like, I'll have 2 starters. I'll have them both. Why choose when I can have them both? If there's 2 mains, I'll have the 2 mains. So this one particular evening, I remember it very well. I was on a Norwegian Fjords cruise, and we were sat down having dinner. And I think I had 2 starters. I can't remember the starter, but I think I had 2 starters as usual. And then after the 2 starters, I have a soup. So I had the soup. And then after the soup, I have a pasta course, because on this particular line of ship, their fettuccine is to die for. So I always have the fettuccine as a pasta separate course. So at this point, I've had 2 starters, a soup, and a fettuccine. Then the main course comes, and it's my favourite main course, which is lobster. And it came with 2 king prawns. Now, in my mind, a king prawn is a fair-sized prawn, but it's just that. It's a prawn. It's you know, you can fit it in your hand. It's nothing massive. So I thought, well, 1 lobster tail and 2 king prawns with a bit of rice and some garlic butter, whatever was served with it. I thought, that's not a very big portion size. I'm going to order 2 plates. So 2 lobster tails, 4 king prawns with all the gubbings. That will be my main course. So what comes out is the lobster tails. And when they say king prawns, They weren't kidding, because these prawns were literally as big as the lobster tails. They were huge. So when they deshelled everything, and I was left with this pile of food on this plate, which consisted of 2 rather large lobster tails and 4 whopping great king prawns, with 2 portions of rice and all the, you know, I think there was some asparagus or something with it. It was a rather large plate of food. Now, bearing in mind I've already had 4 courses before this, and I didn't want to embarrass myself by leaving any of this main course that I've so greedily ordered, thinking that the king prawns were the kind of king prawns that you get from the shopping centre, you know, that aren't really king prawns at all. These were bloody king prawns, I'm telling you. Emperor flipping prawns. So I literally had to force myself to eat this great mound of food, because I just did not want to leave anything. And people say, "Oh, look at that greedy bugger! Look at that greedy fool! Couldn't eat it all, could he?" Didn't have a dessert because I was far and away. I was so full, so stuffed. I was sweating. When you eat too much and you start sweating, that's a bad sign. I was sweating. I went to the show. Was rather uncomfortable for the entire evening. Went to bed, and I'm kid you not, I could not get to sleep until about 4 in the morning because I was that stuffed. That is the worst I've ever been. So probably that's a good candidate for the most I've ever eaten in one sitting, in one meal. It was rather ludicrous. And a lesson learned, you know. So in future now, when I see a dish that I like, rather than order 2 of it, I order 1 to see what the size is like first. And then if it's a small, reasonable size, I'll just say to the waiter, "Can you get me another one of these, please?" I usually do that when it comes down to the lamb chops, because, you know, 2 or 3 chops aren't enough. I have to have 6. Right then, so that's my food conversation done and dusted for the evening, until we stumble across any more food in the game. Oh yeah, just to finish off the food conversation, it is my birthday on Friday, and I'm going to the Lake District. I might have already mentioned that, but my mum has made me a cake. She usually makes me a Christmas cake, but she never, for birthday nothing, she never usually makes me a birthday cake. I'm not that fussed. But she's made a flipping great big carrot cake. I thought she's ever made one before. She's made this great whopping big carrot cake. As I went down to collect my mound of dinner this evening, she opened up the fridge and says, "Take a look at this." And there's this whopping great dessert waiting, which I'm really looking forward to trying with a cup of tea, with a cup of Earl Grey this evening after the stream. So yeah. Anyway, make you all jealous there. A bit of carrot cake for supper. Let's hope it. I'll give you the update in the next stream whether or not it was worth the wait. Hello, kissy. Yes, 15-minute 15-minute food talk. You've heard of TED Talks? I don't do TED Talks. I do food talks. I do all things food. Come here for all your culinary delights. After every break time, courtesy of me. Right, so we're done now. We're ready to crack on with the game. I'm probably going to stream this for another 55 minutes. As a bat just flew past my window. There are bats outside my house. We do have bats in the area. To say we're in a city, we're quite lucky. I'm sorry about these tangents. We have owls, literally, because we have a really big stretch of land opposite us that people can't build on. So there's trees and greenery all around. We get loads of foxes and stuff as usual, but we do get the owls occasionally coming down, and we do get bats. We have got bats here, and we also have red kites as well, which are really great to see gliding around the skies on an afternoon. But yeah, bats. We do get bats, which are protected creatures. We try to use, well, not say use the bats, but we try to, because anyway, forget it. You make your way to a large caravan guarded by 2 armed elves, while swiping the bats away from around you. Are red kites endangered? I don't know. Are they? I don't think red kites are endangered. I may be wrong, but there are red kites around us. We live near Harewood House, and I think there's quite a few in Harewood House, or near roundabouts Harewood House, but they do stray down to where I am. But they look majestic. They are really majestic birds. Anyway, you make your way to a large caravan. Elves, we're shopping now. We're shopping. What am I doing? As you approach, one knocks on the door. Hello, Cozza. And a skinny black face appears from inside. This must be Ulu. This must be Ooh-la-la. Well, greetings, he croons. And what sort of bargain hunter might we have happened across here in the middle of Badubak, he asks. Though we're always in the middle of Badubak, it seems. Yeah, I'm wondering if we can help these people. I mentioned it before I went on my dinner, but I reckon we could probably help these people. They seem to be stuck in a time warp continuum just like us, only they don't know why. I am a traveller. We're not starving now. We're fine. We've got enough rations to last us at least 3 or 4 more days. We're okay till the next caravan load of people. I'm a traveller, you tell him, and a human. Well, come inside, come inside. Let's see if we can't bargain a little. Over his shoulder you can just make out cluttered shelves. We'll go inside. I don't sense any danger here. Did we lose something? I don't think so. Oh no, I think it's just changed. It's just changed. This is here. We make our way inside the caravan and we go shopping. Cluttered shelves. I think Heinrich is the kind of person that probably doesn't like clutter. It takes a moment to adjust to the gloom, but as you do, you realise it is a veritable treasure trove of valuables, magical items, and equipment. Ulu smiles as he sees your reaction. And what is your taste, stranger? Weaponry, sorcery, or are you a craftsman? Perhaps some treasures to give to a special someone at the end of your journey? We have it all. And indeed they do. Do you have any carpets? Any rugs? No? Okay. Flying ones, perhaps? How far will our 6 gold pieces go? Not very far, I don't think. So we can look for magical items. We can look for weapons and armour. We can look for supplies and food. We can browse for books and scrolls. We can even sell some things to raise some money. Or we could cast a spell. Perhaps put the shopkeeper in a doze and nick all his stuff. That's not our style. We shall start with the magical items. There's an excellent selection to choose from. We can look at a brass pendulum. We can look at a ring. The only issue with this kind of shopping is every time we look at stuff in the previous games, once you'd looked at them, you couldn't return to them. So you could like look at them once, and if you think, no, I don't think I want that, your opportunity was gone. I'm just going to hope they've changed that in this one. I'm going to look at the brass pendulum. Light, but well made. You set it swinging and watch the light flashing from its weight. This costs 8 gold pieces, Ula tells you. Very fine piece of metallurgy. Oh, I'm afraid we only have 6. And would I spend it on a pendulum? Probably not. But we'll swing it for... maybe... No, I think they look but don't touch mantras very well. Bearing in mind, you know, we try and swing it, it breaks. We have to pay up. No, thank you. Don't say that. You don't want to appear like you're a pauper. Just not interested. Look at the ring. Beautifully polished it is, hanging from a hook. A pearl, Ula says, from a giant oyster in Dadu Yadu. Yours for a mere 5 gold. Now I know a pearl is a magical. Oh, it's a magical artifact that we can cast a spell to. Try to pocket it. Exact. Look but don't touch. Look but don't touch. No. Put it back. He's probably getting rather ticked off with us now. Who is this guy? He's one of these browsers that just browses and never buys anything. If I was a shopkeeper, I'd hate that as well, personally speaking. I'm not a browser. I'm a buyer. When I go into a shop, it's because I know what I want. I go in there, I buy it, I walk out. These people that go in there and pick things up and put them down, and then pick them up again, and then try them on, and then put them back, and then do the same all over again with other items, and then they walk out with absolutely nothing. What is the madness behind that? Anyway, we should look elsewhere. You turn your attention back to the shelves. Oh, it is the same situation. So if we do look at it, we can't seem to go back and pick it up again. So we've lost the opportunity now to buy a pearl. So be it. Oh, ignore these prices, he says. A con man, perhaps. Right. Seeing as we can't go back, we should probably start looking at the items that we least are likely to want first. That's the best way to do it, right? Or should we look for the items that we definitely might want first, just in case? Yeah, that's the wrong way. That's the right way to do it. Look at the items you definitely think you might want first, because if there's something in that list that you don't want, then you can then spend your money on something that you wasn't quite so high priority. That's probably the best way to do it. So we'll go with supplies and food, because we're in the desert. We're traveling. You know, could be an issue if we run out of food. So let's have a quick look at food and supplies. Just a bag of dry victuals and some curious looking vials. Oh, what's this bag of victuals? Okay. Pastry balls. Small pastry balls with tough dried meat inside that last for a long time. That's the vital bit. 4 meals for 4 gold pieces. That seems like quite the bargain. Fresh? Well, reasonably fresh. Okay, so if we don't buy them now, we lose the opportunity to buy a bag of victuals. I hate the shopping system. I really do. See you later, Ollie. So the question is, do we go for victuals and give ourselves 6 rations? Are we happy with 3 rations, and should we perhaps get a new weapon maybe? Are we going to get a new weapon for less than 6 gold? And there's some vials, right? We can sell some stuff though. Not that I've got anything that's worth selling, I don't think. But you know what? We're going to buy some supplies. We'll play it cautiously. And let's look at the vials. Clear, liquid, and hissing... Oh! A hissing snake on one of the vials. Let's look at the snake potion. Snake bite antidote. 4 gold pieces each. We're fighting serpents. This could have been quite useful. And we have no money to buy it now, which means we're going to lose the opportunity. Very good. Not. Can we sell some stuff? Gambling chips? No. Oh, man. We can't afford anything now, but I'm just going to look. Or should I maybe not do that, and maybe if we find some cash nearby we can come back and look and not lose the opportunity to buy them. Now I look now. Okay, so we now want the weapons. An axe and a chainmail shirt. Not for sale apparently. Why not? Because life out here is too risky. That is the last armor I own. I will keep it for myself. Sorry. Well, take it off your shelf then, moron. Look at the axe. Is this intended as a weapon, you ask? The blade seems too heavy, the handle too long and cumbersome. Oh, Ula laughs. Only against trees. It's a hewing axe, blessed for chopping wood. You probably do not need it. How much is it? 4 gold pieces? No. Thank you. And books and scrolls? A rolled up scroll and a heavy leather tome. The tome. It's a spell book. Prepared by the chief mage of Analand himself. Where did you get this? You demand. These books are closely guarded treasures. From a passing traveller, Ulu replies casually. She traded it for a fine sword. She seemed to think only a fire weapon could keep her alive out here. You turn page after page, recognising the enchantment within, but then you come across a page with a spell you do not recognise. The name of the spell is Zob, and it appears to be most Oh! When we were talking with the woman in the cave, and we were talking about the counter spelling, She mentioned a spell beginning with the letter Z, but she didn't finish what the spell was. This could be it. A most powerful spell. Look at the new spell. You flatten the page to read about the enchantment in detail, but Ulu yelps and grabs the book from your hands. Please, he says smoothly. I am a businessman. I cannot allow you to sully the merchandise unless you intend to buy. How much? It's clearly of value to you, he replies, having seen the interest with which you turn the pages. 12 gold pieces. Rip off, merchant. Thank you. Never show interest in when you're conducting bartering or you're shopping. Never ever. Cardinals. I mean, I like to think I'm quite good at bartering for stuff. I'm quite a good barterer. I'm very patient, and I'm always of the opinion that if I'm going to a market stall or something and doing some bartering, that, you know, if I don't get what I want, I'll get it somewhere else. So, you know, I'll push the boundaries and barter and barter. But, you know, cardinal rule of bartering, you don't go in there like an eager beaver. Otherwise they're going to know you want it and they're not going to back down. You're supposed to act not bothered and, well, you know what, I don't know if I want it. I'm not quite so sure. You know, take out your wallet and show them the paltry amount of coins in there. Oh, you know, I've got no money left. I've only got £2, you know. Are you joking me? What is going on here? This could be the greatest of all flipping comebacks here. Liverpool 3, Barcelona 0. Can you believe it? 2 goals in 2 minutes. Holy cow. That is insane. Jeez. Anyway, we're looking at a scroll now. I almost want to turn this off and watch the match now. In fact, I probably could turn the match on a third screen here, but I will avoid setting any... Oh, it's on bloody BT Sport, isn't it? Not on Sky. Okay, so we look at this scroll, and it's labelled The Secrets of the Backlands, a diary. Observing your interest, once again... Heinrich not really mastering the skill of bartering. Ulu oozes over, like the slime that he is. That was written by the great black elf scholar Fizram, he says. He was a great thinker. What's it about, you ask? It tells of Fizram's great travels in the backlands and the valleys and mountains of this place. It is some knowledge accumulated by our kind during our travels in Badu Bak. What happened to him? It is a most moving story. He came upon a sorceress when he was starving and grievously ill, having been attacked by invisible snattercats. She took him in and their friendship blossomed, but only after 2 days he had to leave once more. Ulu counts on his fingers for a moment. The scroll costs just 2 gold pieces, he decides. My last 2 gold pieces. And why did he leave? It is not recorded, Ulu replies. Most likely Fizram's great duties drew him away, despite Fenestra's desire for him to stay and teach her his wisdom. And what happened to Fizram? In the end, Ulu replies, he died of old age, like all the wise ones do. Let's try to open it, just to tick him off. You go to untie the ribbon on the scroll, but Ulu gently stays your hand. Please, he says, you must buy it before you read it. Try before you buy? Have you not heard of this concept? Fine. You return the scroll to the shelf and Ulu shrugs. Not to everyone's tastes, he admits. Ulu nods fervently at you. From outside you hear the sounds of a loud argument, then a short, sharp yell. Ulu smiles thinly. What the hell is going on? We leave the shop with our 4 rations. And 2 gold pieces. And we have 1 new clue. What was that clue all about? Oops. Clue, you say? What clue? Snattercats are invisible when they close their eyelids. Strange creatures. Right. We can go back to the campfire, or we can leave the camp. Right, we'll just go back to the campfire just to check there's nothing updated. There was an argument. No. And as I say, we're not telling jokes after they've just robbed, well I say robbed us, they beat us of our 4 gold pieces. Right, away we go then. Thank you, people. Oh, but we didn't get a pokey stick for the blue gem. Oh, man. I want a pokey stick for my gem. Damn it. Anybody know if there's a way to get this gem without a pokey stick? I could blunt my sword. There was some spell options, but none of them seemed to fit. Do you know what? I'm going to try going big and moving the stones. It's only going to cost me 1 stamina. I'm returning for my gem. I'm going to cast a spell. I'm going to cast a gem pilfering spell. Indeed I am. Right, let's see if we can go big. We'll remove these stones and nab the gem. Clear the rubble. You said about trying to shift the rubble, but the blocks of stone are so heavy that even in giant form, you are unable to shift them. Are you joking? Even a giant me can't move some poxy stones. Oh my god. Keep trying. Oh! Yes! We have done it! We were belligerent. We tried again. And we heaved the rock to one side and it landed with a heavy foot on our toe, causing 2 stamina to be drained from us. But we have the gem. Thank you. And we shrink back down to our normal size with a really red and painful toe. And you touch the blue crystal and you suddenly feel yourself ascending. Floating. What the hell has happened? What has happened? Why am I floating? Why am I ascending? Is this a teleportation device? No. Maybe it's a... Is that another tower? No. How very bizarre. I think it's probably a teleportation device. I don't want to teleport back here though. Can we not like leave it till later? A moment later you are tumbling downwards from the sky. The wind rushing past your face. You are certain to shatter into 1,000 pieces and then suddenly you are on the ground once more. It takes a moment for you to regain your breath. Incredible. You are back by the ruined blocks of the tower in the plains. Can't we take the crystal? Have I missed my opportunity to do something there? Oh man, don't tell me. We must have put it in our pack, right? Silver sword -3. What's that? Why is it mine? Oh. I think that... Okay. Not a clue what that's all about. A pep now? How very strange. Can't have been a one-use item. I think we just have to maybe re-return. Re-return? Re-record, not fade away. Re-record, not fade away. Guess the advert. Guess the advert. Then you will be in my good books. Although Google will probably tell you the answer. Okay, so we can go north once again. We can go to the northwest, or we can go to the east. 3 directions. Okay, which calls for multiple choice determinations, also known as random select. Loads of messages. Why have I got loads of messages? What's going on here? Da da da, da 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 do da, da da da. Da, 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 da. Right, between 1 and 9. Just because. 1 to 3, we go up here. 4 to 6, we go up here. And 7 to 9, we go over that side. Okay, we're going up here. Because it's natural to walk across the plains in the middle of the heat for no apparent reason. Other than we have a hunch that something's going to happen. So you carry on trampling across the endless dusty plains. More stars come out. A small patch of stones is covered by a bright yellow moss, like the one you saw earlier. A rolling Heinrich gathers no moss. No, 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 no. A rolling Heinrich must gather some moss. It is much like the last bunch you did not dare to taste. Only this time, well, being a baboon makes no sense to not taste it. We should have tasted it whilst we was a gorilla. Now that we're a baboon, it seems less likely we would want to taste it. We've got plenty of rations, so we're not exactly in a desperate state. If we were desperate for food, we'd probably taste it. You know, as a hope and prayer that it won't kill us. But even if it did, it would probably be a far quicker death than starvation. Whereas right now, we're laden with food. We've got too much food, perhaps. But we're going to discard the moss. It's probably poisonous. We are not hungry. We toss it to the side. And we continue onwards. 2 more multiple choice situations. Although it's not quite a multiple choice now because we're going in this general direction. So we've determined that we're not going to go eastwards or even northeastwards. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to hit the road and then go north. I think that's probably best. We're at the edge of the old road. The stars turn in the sky overhead. The plains are cold and dark. Dust moves around your feet in waves as though you walked on the surface of a level sea. It does not seem the kind of place you want to be sleeping, though, right in the middle of nowhere. We need to find some kind of a nook or a cranny or something. We shall move on tirelessly through the darkness like a trooper. There's something here. Maybe that we can rest there, perhaps. Oh, we're on death's... not quite on death's door, but we're getting there. You leave the road and walk across the bone-grain plain. The dead of night is still cold. In the dark, you do not see the deep pit in the ground until you stumble into it. Great. You land on something soft. Something moving. From nearby, you hear a murmuring. Oh, stay quiet. I think it's a bit hard to stay quiet since you've now crushed a potentially lethal creature. And I'm hearing the sound of rattles in my earphones as if this is going to be a snake. I really hope it's not. Casting a spell? Perhaps would be a good time. If we sit up and wait to be struck first. What kind of a normal person is going to be sleeping in here? Maybe somebody else that fell. No, this is not good. We're going to see what spells we can cast. Oh, what the hell? You look up to the heavens, but before you can find a spell, something wraps itself around your left arm. A sorcerer, murmurs a voice. What the hell's happening here? As your eyes adjust to the dark, you see you are not alone in the pit. A man squats beside you with a pipe in his mouth. Okay. He's a snake charmer. That's fine. Who are you? I mean you no harm. I'm just a bit clumsy. The man smiles and plays a few quick notes on his pipe. Suddenly the earth below moves, rearing up, and then you realise you have landed in a pit filled with snakes. The man laughs at your fear and soothes the beast once more with his music. Manata is me, he declares. I'm good to travellers. The snakes hiss and wind about their master. But I am curious as to who you are, Manata says. You are a traveller? Yes, of sorts. What are these snakes? They are snakes. Yeah, I'm heading. Oh, is that where we are going? Do we wish to give the game away? He's a snake man. We're looking for snakes. Is it? No. Perhaps we can trade. You suggest. What do you have? Manata asks, leaning forward to peer into your bag. Excuse me. You pull your bag away before he can peer inside. The charmer looks up at you with annoyance, but does not argue. I am not offering him my bamboo pipe. I've lost the sun jewel already. The pipe is a spell component, right? I'm sure the bamboo pipe is a spell component. I mean, obviously he likes playing pipes. Show him the bag. Let him pick. Don't trade. Are we getting out of here without trading? I do not know. This is quite the quandary. No, I'm not losing my pipe. Do you know what? I've changed my mind. We will not trade, you tell him. He shrugs indifferently. What are these snakes? My pets, he smiles. Most beautiful creatures on this earth. I sing for them. One of the vipers nips at your boot. Please, Manata croons, tell me of your travels. Okay, this is definitely not good. We shouldn't be talking to snake people about where we're going. We're being followed by snake of fire. This just does not feel good to disclose this information. Are we getting out of here though? No, you know what? Let's try it. Not enough talking. Okay. Oh, we just climb out of the pit and he plays as we walk away. Okay, not a problem. Phew. Whew. Mop the sweat off your brow there, Heinrich. You got a lucky escape. Right, we're walking a rather long way. I mean, this land looks rather desolate, to be honest with you. Doesn't it just? I mean, this whole map is huge. The forests of Snatter, the Badubat Ridge, the Clatterban Steppes, the horns of the Ilklacker, Lake Ilklacker, Timpang River. I mean, goodness me. Anyway, we've started, so we shall finish. Northeast, or shall we cut across? Nah, I'll stick to the path for a while. We do not a lot of cutting across today. Day 5, the carved statue. During the past day, you gained several provisions and lost significant gold. Reached the northern plains and found one new clue. All in all, not bad. Not bad. You continue across the wastes. In the distance, the sun breaks over the horizon. You have been awake all night and are literally weaker for it, teetering, clinging on to life as you probably are in and out of consciousness for no apparent reason because you have rations and you could have rested, but no. For some strange reason, Heinrich, you've decided to soldier on like some kind of self, what do you call it, flagellation, you know, some kind of self-torture. I can do this, he says. And as he's clinging on for life, he notices an unnatural face of a cliff with odd shapes, protrusions and curves. You examine the cliff face, feeling over its strangely undulating surface. It is as though something had once been carved here, perhaps a head on this side and feet over there. Strangely though, it is as though the figure was lying down. You must continue your journey, but you are weaker than you realise. Perhaps you should simply rest here for a few hours and regain some strength. Yes. Yes, I think so. I think that's a good idea. Gracefully you seat yourself and enter the meditative state taught to you by your masters. A sensation of great peace enters your body, and hours pass on by. And we wake up in the middle of the baking sun, as you do. No, I don't think we need to take a Blimbery potion. Man, this is just desolation. This is just desolation. So what we found from our travels here is we got a snake man in a pit. We've got a caravan of elves that seem to be unable to move. We have a pile of rocks. Do you know what I'm thinking? Do you know what I'm thinking here? I'm thinking, do you know that blue gem? And we got that option to kind of teleport or some strange occurrence. This is a rubble of something, right? I'm thinking, I wonder if this is the rubble of one of these things. And I'm wondering if we'd have activated that. Oh, it's a bit of a far-fetched theory, but I'm wondering if we activated that stone, perhaps, I don't know, maybe the towers would have switched positions? Because the only reason I'm saying that is because there seems to be no way for this particular area to be put into the past. But if this was to transform into one of these, then we could possibly get some of these things into the past, which may prove useful. Because I'm sure there's probably something more to do with these people. I don't know. I might be wrong. But I wonder if I should go back and touch this crystal again. It's a long way away. It's a long way to sacrifice. So I think rather than doing that directly, I think because we've got a bit of food and stuff, I think we'll just go round and see what we can find in and around here, and then we'll come back down if we can. And try touching this blue crystal, if it's still there, which it should be. If it's a quest item, I would have hoped. The road leads away from the shadow of the cliff. The afternoon is drawing on. On and on you go, pausing every now and again to scout out the land ahead. Then suddenly you stop. Something is moving over the next rise, approaching very fast. Good night. Something is moving over the next rise, approaching very fast. Okay, we shall wait. I mean, hide. Where are we going to hide? We're in the middle of the plains. You stop in the middle of the path and watch as the shape approaches. It is a small two-legged creature, about half your size, but it seems to be approaching at a remarkable rate. Small, harmless creature, maybe. Raising a hand, you hail the tiny creature. As it gets close, you see it is a small, gnome-like creature with dark skin and ugly features. Its little legs move at an incredible rate, and it helps itself along with a walking stick. I don't think it reaches that far. Oh, 4-0! Holy shoot bags! Are you sure? Are you sure? Yes, you are right. You are right. It is 4-0. I cannot believe what I'm seeing here. Jeez. Oh my God. We'll never hear the end of this. We'll never hear the end of this if they win this match. This is a semi-final, right? This is a semi-final. Oh my God. Right, anyway, so this man is helping himself along with a walking stick. Who does she want to win, Charlene? At this point, I mean, I'm not a Liverpool fan. I'm a Leeds United fan. And generally speaking, Man United and Liverpool were the probably bigger rivals we had in the Premier League many years ago when we were there, of course. And but when it comes to Champions League, obviously, you've got to support the English teams, haven't you? You've got to do. As much as it pains you to see Liverpool doing well, you've just got to support the English teams. And I don't like Barcelona anyway. Anyway, so what were we doing? There's a little legged, ugly gnome-like creature moving towards us at a great rate. Look at the stick, look at the creature. I don't think we've got time to look at the things. He's coming at the speed of light. So we'll just approach the creature and hope that he's going to stop and acknowledge us rather than try to bowl us over in his obvious rush. You approach the creature who paused to regard you. Silently you wonder to yourself if the creature is a friend or a foe. Have it whichever way you like, shouts the creature in a squeaky voice. Telepathic? Indeed I am, continues the creature, replying to a thought you do not even have time to formulate. The gnome smiles. You think very loud, like shouting in a thunderstorm. The remark doesn't make much sense. Told me what? Told her I'm a United fan. You didn't say United fan, did you? I'm a Leeds United fan. United are Man United, which is completely the wrong team. I must spit on them. Okay. Yeah, Leeds United. If you said I'm a United fan, no wonder she said that, because she'll have thought you meant Man United, which are of course Liverpool's main rivals. I am your friend. Of course we're friends. We don't want any issues here. Very good, the creature replies. Then it narrows its eyes. Now prove it. It holds out a grubby hand, expecting some kind of gift. Oh my god. Are you serious? We've got 2 coins, we've got 6 rations, we've got... I have a feeling that if we give it nothing, it's going to make our life a misery. So, and it's telepathic, so I mean that could come in handy. Out here in the middle of nowhere. So, we'll give it 1 coin. Oh dear. We'll give it a coin. Oh no, don't throw my coins away. Rubbishy metals, it scoffs. If I want metal, don't you think I can find my own? You pick the coin back up once more. Food? Do you want food? You pull out a victual and hand it to the gnome. The gnome yawns, showing rotten blackened teeth, but takes the offer. Food is so dull, he complains, but it'll do. As the creature speaks, its voice begins to shift and change from the gruff croaking of the gnome to the softer tones of a middle-aged woman. I'll do you the favour of being honest about myself in return, the creature says, and before your eyes the gnome transforms into a tall woman dressed in long purple robes. Who are you? I am Dintainter of the Steppes. Others call me the Cham. Oh, clue! There's something about a sham. Yeah, the sham. Not the Cham, the sham. She bows to you. I was told to find you. You exclaim, remembering the riddle told to you by Lord Shinver in his second dying breath in the crypt of Kare. I was told you could help me. I am to ask about the sleepless ram. She nods. Then we are all well met. Who are you? Well, we were told to seek this woman, so I think we should divulge as much information as we can so that she can help us. I am here to do so. I seek the crown of kings, the ultimate goal, of course. Many have sought the crown, she replies darkly, but all who found it unleashed nothing but evil upon the world. These very wastes through which we walk are the crown's handiwork. I wish to restore the crown to Annaland. Dintainter frowns. Annaland is weak enough to lose the crown once, she replies. Can it afford to lose it again? Well, what should I do? The Archmage cannot be allowed to rule. Perhaps this world has seen enough of the crown, she says. Or perhaps it simply needs a calmer head to wear it. As she stares at you, eyes sparkling, laughing, goading, seeing into the future, you cannot tell. Tell me of this. Let's get to business in case, you know, we tick her off and she clams up. Tell me of the sleepless ram you request. The sleepless ram is in Mampang Fortress, A guardian of the Archmage. It is a statue of solid stone, and your skill will be no match for its powers, but it has a simple weakness. Some kind of vulnerability. A soft underbelly, perhaps, or a single, easily blinded eye. She laughs. The secret is much more simple, so simple a child could use it. The sleepless ram can be sung to sleep. Sung to sleep? Oh, sleepless ram. Sing it to sleep. What with my dulcet tones? Bloody hell. No chance of that happening. Okay. Where can I find the 7 serpents? One's gone off to hide in the waters of Lake Ilklal, I can never say the damn thing. It means to pick you off as you cross, but it will wait until you are alone. If you travel with the ferryman, you will most likely be safe. She shakes her head. If that's any help. I don't suppose it is. Okay, and do you know anything about the serpent's weaknesses? You intend to kill them? She replies with a laugh. Many have had that intention, she replies. Very few know their weaknesses. But you know them? The serpent's weaknesses are the most heavily guarded secrets in the whole of Manbang, she replies dramatically before smiling. Of course I know them, or at least I know of 2. Okay, we'll be polite. I would be grateful to hear them, Heinrich says. I am certain you would, she replies. Know then that the earth serpent must stay in touch with the ground. Secondly, the goddess Throth is the mortal enemy of the earth serpent and can help you defeat him. Anything else? I know that your lack of gratitude is unbecoming, she answers, and I should transform you into a toad. She turns to leave, begins to weave her spell around herself once more. Thank you! Tainter becomes an ugly creature once more, and in a moment later has whisked herself away across the plains and is gone. 3 new clues. Oh, it's marked on our map. Is that the first one that's officially marked? Look at that. Officially marked. Ooh. I think we've made progress there, people. Righty-ho then. Up to the slope. Down to the south. Right, okay. We're going to be finishing the stream, I said about 10 o'clock, so I don't think we've got time to go up the slope. So we can return to the slope another time. I'm desperate to try going back to this again, see if we can do something with that blue stone. It could be a complete and utter, wrong thing, but... So Lake Ilklala hides a serpent, but we'll wait until we are alone to pick us off. The earth serpent is weak when it loses contact with the ground, and Throth is the enemy. She will help us. And the sleepless ram needs to be sung to sleep. Alright. Let's go. Let's make our way towards the rubble pile once again. Okay, evening is drawing in, and as we continue onwards now with a new purpose, we come across a dwarf humming to himself, sitting in the low rocks. Over his shoulder, a cloth string bag. Greetings, stranger, you hail, striding towards him. The dwarf peers back. And what are you, he demands. Are you here to rob me? No. Lucky, he replies with a smile, since I don't get nothing. I don't got nothing. As he talks, he slings his bag onto his lap and opens it up. From inside, he removes a chunk of heavy blackened bread. You want some? He asks. Yeah. Although, personally speaking, I wouldn't really accept black bread from a stranger. But hey-ho, we're in the middle of the desert and times are hard. Yeah, what's the worst that can happen apart from us being poisoned and dying? Woohoo! Thank you. You sit down on a rock close by the dwarf, and he hands you a chunk of bread. It is stale and dry, but still provides some nourishment to stave off the worst of your hunger. I'm not playing Swindle Stones again today. No, thank you. Even though we may gain something from this, you know, we've got 2 gold pieces for a start. What's your name? Mist, he replies. Stupid name for a dwarf. Dwarfs have names like Gutterpace, not names like Mist. But my parents thought they were something different, didn't they? He spits. 5 minutes extra time. Okay, cling on, Liverpool, cling on. What are you doing out here, you ask? Looking about, hoping for better. The dwarf eats his bread as he answers. Have you been to Dwarf Town in Carre? It's a hole. I wanted to break off on my own, get away from all the fighting. The dwarf casts a quick worried look behind him up the mountain slope. Are you being chased? I hope not. He shivers. I tell you this, there's something evil at the top. Serpent? He shakes his head. I have no idea, and I don't want to know, but whatever it is, it blots out the sun. Is there any way across the mountains? I've been wandering this plain for 2 months, said the dwarf answers. Ever since I left Carre, I've not found one yet. Do you have more food in that bag? Greedy? But you don't know if you don't ask. Yes. We could buy. We don't need it. Okay. If he was going to give us it, fine. But we're not going to buy it. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Dwarf Man. Okay. So I mean, I don't know if he's going to remain there or not. What's that? Southeast that leads to the bridge, right? Nope, we're going to go back south, back to the bridge, to the rubble pile. That's where we're going to end the session, on a pile of rubble. You walk amongst the uneven stones until you find level ground. An old road. The sun has all but gone. It will be dark soon. The road winds upward from here into the mountains, pausing in a plateau about halfway up. And here. Give us the blue. Give us the blue. Yay! Blue! True blue! And we rising up in the sky. We're rising up in the sky. I don't know what I'm doing. Right, I want to swap. No, it's just a teleportation device. Oh, I don't want to teleport. Adjust the beam. Can we not like... Ah! Wait. Ah! You little monkey. You little monk. And that's a different village now. And that pit's different as well. So we're going to put this round about there, like that. I think is the order of... Oh, no, but the bridge... The bridge is knackered, you see. So we can't do that. So you've got to use the... Right, how do we do this? Is that on both? Wait a minute. Can we do that? And then touch the blue crystal? Boom! Woohoo! You're atop a stone tower which did not exist before in the northern plains of Badubak. Set into the floor here is a bearing track and a blue crystal and all that kind of jazz. Ha! Let's look at the contraption, of course. Wait a second. You waste no time in turning your attention to the center. Similar to before, slightly narrower, a bit longer, but there's a trapdoor on this one. Okay, I'm going to just cast the spell Sus, just in case. I don't want to be opening trapdoors willy-nilly, you know what I mean? Okay, there's no Sus here. Okay, forget that then. It may be steps down. It may be steps down. It doesn't move. Twist it. It doesn't move. Try it again. It doesn't move. Twist it again. Okay. We give up. Oh my God, have they done it? Full time. Liverpool 4, Barcelona 0. Oh my golly gosh. Jesus wept. That is quite a, that is, I gotta even admit that as somebody that doesn't really like Liverpool, I've gotta say that is absolutely unbelievable. It really is. Absolutely brilliant. Anybody that's a Liverpool fan, I mean, one of my good friends is a Liverpool fan. I can imagine right now he's probably in a state of shock, doing all manner of cartwheel around the room. If he's watching it in the room, he might be watching it at a local bar somewhere. He's going to be bouncing off those walls, big style. Yeah, chucking people into fountains well into the night. Dear, 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 dear. I mean, of course there's still the final. But the fact of the matter is, they shouldn't even be in the final, should they, really, given the first result? So, I mean, to get there is an achievement. And who are they going to play? They're going to play Tottenham, or they're going to play Ajax? I mean, both of those teams, I'd back Liverpool over both of those teams, to be honest with you. But anyway, we are here. We are going to adjust the beam, and we're going to set it up ready for our next adventure. Oh, look at that! There's a town here in the past. There's not a town there now, but there's a town there in the past. Bridge obviously works now, so if we want to travel that bridge, we have to go that way round. But I think we'll start with the places that we've already been to in this session, which would be... why can't we see this here? I think that... does that cover it? I want to cover both that pit. Don't think the... well, yeah, I want to cover that pit. And I want to cover... good grief. This is awkward. I want to cover this building here, which doesn't seem to be in our line of sight somehow, rather strangely. Actually, that's in our line of sight now. It is, isn't it? Yeah. I think. Oh, we've got to go down the steps. Right, let's just take a quick look then. Yeah. Ah, look at that. It's there. It's the beam from this one is lighting up that. So this beam is lighting up that. So in the next session then, we're going to try out this village or caravan that is now something else. Try the pit again, and then also we shall adjust this one, and we shall check out this village from the past. Thank you for watching and persevering with the constant toing and froing. The next stream, yes indeed. Tomorrow, is it tomorrow or is it Thursday? Thursday, the next episode of Life is Strange 2 is coming out, which is rather unfortunate because I can't stream it on Thursday because I've got football. I can't stream it on Friday because I'm in the Lake District. I can't stream it on Saturday because I'm off to a friend's house to watch a movie and to collect my birthday present. So it's going to be a rare one, but I'm going to stream it on Sunday. I do play football on a Sunday, but it's usually an early kickoff. So I'll be ready and raring to go for Life is Strange episode 3, is it now? That will be Sunday evening. So that's definitely going to happen. And then on the Monday should be some Darkest Dungeon because I'm not watching Game of Thrones until Tuesday this week. So I'll be streaming on the Monday, all being well. So yes, join me on Sunday for Life is Strange 2 episode 3. And tomorrow there will be another episode of Baldur's Gate 2, which is ready to go. And hopefully I'm going to start up Red Dead Redemption 2 again. It's kind of bizarre. I mean, I've really loved the game, but it's been very difficult for me to motivate myself to play it now that Arthur is dead. I've just not got into the epilogue very much at all. It's really strange. But anyway, I do want to finish it. So I'm going to pick that game up again now after a little bit of a break. So yeah, some more videos to come in the week. I'm going to try and pick the pace up again now. I've had a little bit of a few issues in the past couple of weeks or so. Well, in fact, the past month or so, which is why things have been a little bit slower. But I'm trying now to pick the pace back up again. Shoot. Have I given a spoiler? I do apologise. Bloody, I didn't think. And on that bombshell, I'm going to make a swift retreat. I am awfully sorry. Anyway, until next time, good night.